Alright guys, it has finally arrived from China. This thing popped up on eBay, I guess, about a month and a half ago. And a lot of you found it and asked me to get it for review. This is the Dimple Lock Bump Key Set, $49.38. I am not going to be able to give you a link to this because when I went back to check the details, as with many lock picking tools, this has been delisted. So you got to just use those as search terms and you'll probably be able to find another dealer that sells something like this if you're interested in it. I'll pop it open. Inside of here you got a bunch of recoil tools. So if you want to use automatic bumping, and I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. You got several different sizes of springs and O-rings and gaskets and things like that in there. Inside of the box, you get the lucky number 13 different bump keys of different sizes, different style, different number of pins. We'll take a closer look at those in a minute. And you get this junky hammer that basically fills up the rest of the space. But anyway, let me pull this out of there. Let's take a look at the different types of keys that they give us and see what we can use them for. All right, guys, there's everything you got. I got them sorted according to the different category of lock. So we have 5 different keys that are designed for what we call the Smiley keys. You got a little smile there, and I'll show you one in just a minute. Each of these are slightly different. They have different size pins, different pin spacing, different number of cuts on the key. But all these are designed to fit into Smiley keys. The one thing I have noticed, they are all steel keys, obviously. They're very well done, very high quality. They're all steel pinned in place, but all these are the same. They're all for the same profile. Now, I happen to have a couple of Smileys here. We'll get to it in a minute, but just want to say, if you have a Smiley key, Smiley Lock, it looks like this. But if you have a key that looks like this is not a pin tumbler lock. This is got some sliders in there. You can tell by the little cuts on that key right there. This key set will not help you get into this type of lock. So the guys that sent me pictures of this specific lock, you can forget about it. This kit's not going to help you. If, however, you have a Smiley Lock that looks like this, and you have a true pin tumbler, in other words, cuts on it like this guy, you might have a little bit of luck. Might. This is a Smiley Lock. I've been living in my naughty bucket for a long time. I've never been able to pick this. So when I got this kit, I thought, this is my chance, man. I can bump him open, get him the heck out of here. I've got no idea who makes Zetas. No clue. I have not been able to pick this. So I thought I'd bump it. Well, when I take, all these profiles are the same, and unfortunately, not a single one of them fit into this Zeta Smiley Lock. So he's going to get to live just a little bit longer in my naughty bucket. All right, 5 different ones, but all exactly the same cut. You have 2 Smiley Locks with dual rows. And a lot of batons, I think, are doubles. You've seen, I've picked several of those, both exactly the same profile. 1 large pin and then 1 smaller pin. This guy here, we're actually going to try it. There's 4 of them here. They're all different size pins or different numbers of pins, different spacings. And these are all for flags that have the pins on the right-hand side. So you get 4 what I call right-handed keys. And I've got a bumper on here. Usually when you bump a lock, you slide it all the way in, you pull it out 1 click, and then you hit it with not this hammer. This will drive it all the way through the lock and probably damage. This is pretty heavy. Just get yourself a light plastic handled screwdriver. These are very sturdy. You're not going to break this key. So, but this is really all the weight you need. Or if you want to use a real bump hammer, I got this from Ricage years ago. I'm very happy with it. Again, really light. You're just going to be tapping it. You're not going to be driving nails. My God, that's what that's for. Anyway, if you take a spring and put it on there, you don't have to pull it out after each strike. It'll automatically rebound for you. All right, I'm going to use this key. Now, the reason I chose that one, I have a lock here. I actually recorded this a lot of years ago. This is called a Rotor Lock. And I took the core that used to be in here. I took it out. It wasn't very good for such an awesome lock. And I put in a multi-lock, 7x7. Now, this is 7 pins. They are not pin-in-pin, so you got a pretty good chance of bumping this thing. I chose this specific one because it's got some awesome bitting. What you need to do is find the bump key that has about the right size pins and the right spacing. So if you have another key, maybe not for the lock that you're trying to bump, just find one and try to get the spacing about right. On this one I've already chosen through, and this is the one. So I went ahead and slid the spring on there, and he slides right in there. Well, if I can do this through the camera. Come on. And you see how he's kind of recoils by himself. And then you try to hold this up above the camera, and you just hammer on him like that. It's not going to work, guys. I don't know why. Probably because of the extreme bitting of this particular lock, but I have not been able to bump open this lock despite many, many attempts. Just wanted to show you how to use the spring. You get one with the double row of pins on the right side. And that's the profile. And then the last one, you get a single key. Out of all of these, number 13 is the only one that has the pins on the left. So if you have a lot of American multi-locks, this is going to be your only option. But unfortunately, this does not fit into multi-lock. All right, you get a bag of springs and all that. What will these not fit? Well, probably most of the common locks. If you have an ABUS, the standard ABUS Dimple lock profile, it will not fit. You're not going to be able to get any of these 13 keys into that keyway. Sorry. If you are trying to, like me, beat a Mauer, I would love to be able to pick this thing. He's been in the naughty bucket for way, way too long. You're not going to be able to get any of these into the Mauer keyway. If you have a baby ABUS, it's just a regular ABUS, but about half scale, none of these are going to fit into that keyway. If you have any of these guys, any of the Cabas, sorry guys, you are not going to be able to bump this lock open with this set or any other set that I know of. And the last one, the multi-lock. This is a MT5 Plus, so you have pin and pin, and then you have the laser engraver on the side, laser engraved slider on the side. Yeah, I can get this in there. He will fit. It's a jam. He gets jammed up. And even if I were able to bump him to a fault set, I would then have to pull this key out without unsetting it and then manually try to pick those sliders. I have tried and tried. I can't even get a fault set on this lock, unfortunately. And we got pretty good bidding, so that's probably why. Anyway, I guess what I'm trying to say, guys, is if you are living in Asia and you routinely come across those really cheap Smiley locks, this might be a good kit for you to have. But in my experience, those type of locks are pretty easy to pick open anyway. But if you're determined to bump them, this will probably do the job for you. If you're going to be trying to pick, oh, well, all the common locks that we would love to be able to bump open, this is not the kit, guys. It's just not going to fit into the keyways. I'm sorry about that. $49.38 wasted. But if you'd like to have this kit, all you got to do, go to that website. In the middle of the page, there's a purple bar. Click on it, register, and with any luck, you'll be the lucky winner next Saturday. Appreciate your time, guys. Stay safe. Stay legal. Man, I had high hopes for this kit, too. Dang.